Hello, welcome to episode 5 of the Class 4 Outbreak podcast. I'm Always Resolved with...
Max Pilot!
And Naminazi.
Not that I'm ever anybody else.
Yeah.
You're always Max Pilot.
I'm always Max Pilot.
You will never be another person.
I literally, I've been
you.
Max Pilot since middle school.
Yeah.
Remember?
It's a long,
It's a long fucking
long
time. I'm old.
I'll never get used to calling you Max. I've already gotten used to calling you stupid, so it's okay. Alright, so, things we can talk about this week. We have... You want to get started on the YouTube thing?
YouTube drama happened.
Yeah,
technically, I guess by the time the podcast goes up, it'll be oldish news, I guess, because this is going to go up on the 9th. Today's not the 9th. But, the Fine Brothers tried to... it started off pretty innocent. They basically announced what they wanted to do was start a sort of MCN, which is a multi-channel network, a partnership, essentially, where people could take their content, like their branding, and they could make their own React videos out of it, and they would get, like, free promotion, and they'd get, like, help from the overall Fine Brothers Entertainment and all that jazz. And
in exchange.
In exchange for, like, part of the ad revenue, which is not surprising. Smosh Games did this, and nobody freaked the fuck out of it, because Smosh Games didn't try to trademark a super broad term. The Fine Brothers tried to trademark the word React. But not... Okay, so they didn't try to trademark and copyright two different things, which we'll get into in a minute, but they tried to trademark the word React in the way that it applied to...
To reaction videos.
To reaction videos.
The format.
Because you can trademark words. But you trademark words... Because copyright is you copyright a specific thing. So, like, if we copyright this video that we make, nobody can repost it, otherwise I can be like, fucking stop that. Because I copyrighted that. I own that. You can't take this and show it to somebody else. It's like you can't pirate movies because they're copyrighted. Trademark is different. Trademark protects a brand or an idea. So they said they trademarked the word React in the way that it applied to their content because they were trying to protect their channel because they have a React channel on YouTube. But the internet blew the fuck up over it, rightly so. Because to be honest, it's too vague. They said they weren't going to go after it, but the way trademark laws work is you pretty much and it's the same reason why Bethesda went after Minecraft for using the words or Mojang for using the word scrolls because Bethesda's lawyers, let's say, are just they're on crack or something, like they're on speed. They love it. They're like, oh my god, there's a chance we can maybe sue somebody for something. Let's do this. But they wouldn't have to necessarily go after everybody who put React in the title. It would basically, what the way they were saying is they wanted to use it to go after people who tried to copy that format specifically. So you could be like, I react to a clip, like the Red Wedding on Game of Thrones, and they technically couldn't come after you for it, but then they technically could at the same time.
Because it's technically part of their reaction
Because it's technically part of the reaction format.
Because their format is basically just reacting
and
to
the problem is that they might be saying that they won't do it, but they may have to, because trademark laws are really weird, and they're very nebulous, I guess, in the fact that if you don't protect that trademark, if something happens later on down the road where somebody does something that does actually violate the trademark in the spirit of the word that you intended it for, they could go to court and be like, well, it's not a big deal because they never went after all these other people for it. So that's why the internet got mad. Now, the internet got too mad, to be honest. Like, I'm of the opinion they got way more pissed off than they should have because people blew up. And I get it, because YouTube creators are very, like... As YouTube creators, I suppose we should feel this way, but part of me just really doesn't give a shit. But they got, like, they're sitting there and they saw basically their way of life being attacked. They're like, because if somebody can do this, what's to stop somebody else from doing something that threatens the way I do things? So I get why they got so mad, but they got, like, fucking furious to the point where people were like, oh, the Fine Brothers are dumbasses. And some people were actually using it as a reason to be anti-Semitic, which was surprising. I'm like, yeah, they're Jews, but that's got nothing to do with it.
I think a lot of the concerns, too, is if you set a precedence for something like this, so they can trademark React and reaction videos, what's to stop somebody from trademarking, say, Let's Plays?
Well,
and then all Let's Plays.
Sony tried to do that, too.
Yeah,
Sony tried to do that because they... and nobody really knew why. They weren't... they weren't trying to, like... They weren't trying to trademark it so people couldn't do Let's Play videos. A lot of people were speculating that it was so they could, because it might have been, like, some new service they wanted to try or some new, like, product they wanted to put out, and that's why they trademarked it. Because companies do that all the time. Like, they use that as sort of indicators to see if a game might come out. If like, somebody buys a domain, like www.farcryunderthewater, gonna swim with the fishes.com or something.
It's a beautiful...
but it's just the drama was super fun to watch unfold because people were getting so mad. And it's like, I get some people were legitimately angry, but there weren't a whole lot of rational arguments on it. People were just being like, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever, and they were getting all red in the face and pissed off and shit, and I'm like, I really only saw, like, the article you linked was really good, the Dig article, because it had a rational explanation of everything, and basically, like, broke down why it's a good thing, why it's a bad thing, and that kind of thing, and rolled that into the overall problem of YouTube's copyright system in the first place, where it's basically guilty until proven innocent, because there's no precedent. Like, there's no, like, if I put up something that a company thinks violates their trademark, they can issue a takedown request, whether or not it does or not. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm the one who has to prove fair use. Which, there was a court case, I think, in Florida recently, where a judge did rule that fair use has to be considered before the takedown notice is put up, but then we don't really have a way to enforce that, because YouTube is a collection of individuals, and yes, some of them are partners, like, some of them have big companies with them, but most of the time it's people like us, where if we get issued a DMCA takedown request, we can't fight it. I don't have a few $100,000 to spend on a lawyer. I would just take down the video and take my lumps. Like, that's it. So it's one of those things where technically the law is on our side, but at the same time it's not, because we could just be buried in paperwork and lawyers until we die. And that's part of the problem. It's people saw, it's such a fragile system, people saw that being threatened. They're like, oh my god, and they just jumped to it. And it's ridiculous, because people got really pissed off. So you saw, like, all these big people were like, blah, 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 fuck the Fine Bros. And then all these other little people, like all these little guys, I was calling them feeder fish based off of, if you watch the first episode of David Tennant's Doctor Who, he talks about how, like, the Santa Claus guys, he's like, well, they're feeder fish. I don't know, like, exactly what he called them, but they're the things that scavenge around and eat the scraps of the big fish, and that's what was happening, is people were getting, like, a couple key people were getting really mad, and all the little guys were like, yeah, these people are mad, so I'm gonna be mad too, and people are just feeding on the fact that it's the content people are looking for.
That makes so much sense.
And it's, like,
it's a really good way to
I definitely,
it.
like, like I said, I only saw, like, a really couple rational videos on it, but most of it's just been people being like, fuck the Fine Brothers, they're wrong, they're trying to trademark something. I'm like, I don't even think half these people understand the difference between trademark and copyright.
Probably not.
And I definitely understand why people are mad. I get it. I wouldn't, like, I agree with Philip DeFranco in that it's just too much power to give one person, but right. I think it's just too much drama, but it's the internet. So, one thing happens, one person gets mad, and if that one person getting mad goes viral, everybody's
Any
pissed
little
off.
bit of small drama becomes big drama, and if it's like a medium size to a big drama, it becomes an enormous drama on the internet.
So, I mean, and they'll be talking about this for a couple days from now, from when we're recording this. They'll be talking about this for a couple days, and then something else is going to happen, and it's going to be old news. But it's just really funny the how quick people were to get mad, how quick they were to get angry about it, how angry they got about it, and then even though, and it was really sad, I guess, to watch the Fine Brothers try really hard to put out this fire, because they put out the video and they're like, hey guys, we've got this great idea. We want you guys to be able to make React videos the same way we make them. Like, we want to share our product. We want to license our product to you. And everybody was like, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever. And then they put out another video being like, no, guys, let's clarify. This is exactly what this is for. And they laid out every single thing about it. And people still got pissed off. It was super sad watching them try to control this fire, and it just burned them to death. They even, like, they basically backpedaled on everything. They're like, okay, fine, we won't do React World. You guys obviously don't want that. Or I don't know if people don't want that, or if they just don't want the Fine Brothers to do anything right now. And they're like, we dropped our trademark claim, blah, 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 all this stuff. They basically were like, okay, we're not doing anything. We're going back to everything the way it was. And people are still fucking pissed off. And that's the problem with the internet, is you piss somebody off, and no matter what you do to make it right, you can literally stop doing the thing that's making them angry. They're still going to be pissed at you.
Yep, that's pretty much exactly how the world works.
It's so sad. Like, it sucks existing in a world where the internet's such a thing, because you're going to burn. It's like standing in a fire. Not close to it, you're standing in it.
You're in the fire.
You're standing in it, and you're just hoping, like, the stuntman clothes you're wearing are going to protect you. And they're not, by the way. Because eventually we're going to get that big, and one of us is going to say something, and all that shit's going to happen. I'm just going to be like, whatever. Fuck off. They handled it like class acts. I got to give them that much. But other than that...
No, it's kind of unfortunate that they had to put up with something like that.
Yeah. Well,
because, like, before you explained it to me, I was like, that's kind of really shitty. And then you're, like,
exactly.
explaining to it how it is. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
You did the same thing everybody else did, only you let somebody explain it to you. Like, I saw it, and I was like, that is kind of shitty. Let me figure out what's going on here. So I researched it, and I was like, okay, I get where it's shitty. I'm not that mad about it, but I understand why it's a bad thing. Everybody else was just like, that sucks, and that's it. That's where they stopped. They're just like, I don't like this anymore. Everything I know about the internet is wrong.
It's just, YouTubers are very, very, their creation is very important to them, and they spend a lot of time working on these things. So I can understand why they get mad, but everyone else who doesn't YouTube...
No, exactly. Everybody was getting really pissed off, and I understand that. But some of the people I saw getting really pissed off were, it's not, like, they don't sit there and they don't sit down and go, okay, this is why I'm angry. These are my articulated points as to why I don't like this. This is where I disagree with the Fine Brothers. No, everybody either made a video calling them dumbasses or made a video mocking them in the first place. And like, this is not how we have civil discourse. Granted, it's the internet, so we're not going to ever have civil discourse. But I'm just saying, like, that's not how we solve problems.
But that's YouTube at the same time, though. I mean, there are people who are going to like attack. Oh, like, look what's people are researching right now. We're going to make videos for it. We're going to eat all these views, and we're going to make all this revenue.
People were reacting the way that they were. Ha 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 ha. Because that's the content people were looking for. Which is, I mean, that's a smart move. You know, when you're a video game YouTuber, you put out the games that are new. You don't wait 6 months and then, like, I wouldn't want to do a Call of Duty Black Ops 3 playthrough now, because it's not that popular. Like, you pretty much have, like, a month or two to play something where everybody wants to view it, and then the next game comes out, and that's it. So, you want to be on what's current and what's now, but then at the same time, it makes situations like this so much worse than it needs to be. Because, again, everybody got mad for the wrong reasons. Like, they were mad for the right reasons. Like I said, the whole reacting or trademarking such a broad term as react, because react is trademarked for a bunch of different reasons. Emergency contraceptive, I think, like oil rig programs that stop oil platforms from exploding, all that kind of stuff. Like, it's different versions of that word are already trademarked. So it's not, people were getting mad that they trademarked a word, and I'm like, it doesn't mean you can't use the word anymore. It just means that you can't copy their format.
But I think that's the problem. A lot of people already had reaction videos, and they were afraid to be taken down with this.
No, yeah, definitely. I definitely understand that, and I'm not saying that they wouldn't have. Like I said, I do not agree with trademarking such a broad, nebulous term, but I wouldn't, like, at the same time, I wouldn't have gotten that mad. I didn't. I was just like, that's kind of weird. But I'm also a slightly more logical person than the rest of the internet.
Slightly. You don't belong here.
I don't belong here. Really. I just put up games on YouTube. Not even current games.
You're actually an alien. You're actually an alien.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've learned to emulate
humans.
I've learned to emulate most human emotion. Most. Actually, no, some of it.
It's impressive. Okay. Any more? Anything else you want to say about that?
Not really. I think it'll die off in a couple days, and people get. I didn't
even know that was a thing until you told me about it today.
The only thing that was confusing is, like I said, Philip DeFranco posed the same question. People got mad at him for it because he wasn't sounding accusatory, but it's one of those things like why are people so much more angry about this than they are about other YouTube scandals? And I think the only reason is because it involves creation of content. Because there's been, like, underage sex scandals, and there's been cheating scandals from, like, family vloggers and all that. Like, it's different, but it's one of those things where it's sort of like a thing that happens all the time, I guess. Like, sex scandals aren't really that surprising, and yes, it happens on YouTube, but they're people, so of course when you open up your lives, it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But this is finally, like, the first time we've had creation, like, content creation, risked in any way, like, at risk in any form, because, you know, before everybody's just like, I got cheated on his wife, what the fuck ever. That doesn't mean I have to stop making a certain type of video, but now everybody's like, oh my god, I might have to start making this certain type of video, and I'm just like... And what one of the people you're talking about was like a guy who he had like 10 views.
He had like one of the examples that was given was this guy had 10
in terms
subscribers.
Of them going after copyright.
He had 10 subscribers and 8 views on his reaction video. I'm not sure what the video was on that, but Fullscreen flagged it and took the video down. And he only had 10 subscribers and 8 views.
Which, like I was telling him, because he and like other people were rightly so to sort of isolate this example and be like, this is why this is wrong. But I'm like, to be honest, I wouldn't be any, like, if he was infringing on one of my trademarks, if I was a big company, I don't care if he had 1 subscriber. I don't care if he had no subscribers. I'd still go after his ass. Because I don't care if they're little or if they're big. If somebody's, like, infringing on your trademark, the thing that you use to make money, and you're within the right, I'm saying if you're within the right, then yeah, fuck him. I don't care if he's got 2 subscribers or 2 million. His ass is going down.
It just sucks in that situation.
No, it sucks in that situation, especially if you're, like, a little tuber. And you're like,
it's just a reaction, and it's just a reaction video. Like, people just want to make videos on YouTube, and they were being punished.
I am reserving my opinion on that specific situation because I didn't get to see the original video. Right. So I don't know if maybe he was actually infringing on their trademark, or if it was something Fullscreen jumped to like conclusions on. Like, again, that goes with the whole like YouTube's copyright system is just out of control. Like, I say out of control. It's not necessarily as bad as people claim it is, but it does work wholly against the creator. Like, Captain Sparkles is a pretty good example of that one. Because he put up a parody video of, he put Minecraft Style, which is a parody video of Psy's Gangnam Style or whatever. And it was up forever, and it got like, I want to say like 1 billion, like it got a shit ton of views. But the problem is it was getting, unlike other parody videos, it was getting really close to having the actual videos like view count. Like it was a little too popular, so Universal, I think was the company that has the music rights to it, took it down. And he couldn't fight it. Like he fought it, and he did as much as he could, but he couldn't really do anything without without getting a team of lawyers to go after him on it. And that's the problem, is understand why people were so threatened, because we don't, as like most YouTubers do not have the resources, like literally most of them, because most of them are either independent creators or even if they work for a partner company, it's still one of those things where most YouTubers do not have the resources to protect themselves from that kind of thing. So it's just, I don't know. It was a weird thing. Like, basically, YouTube exploded overnight for no fucking reason. Or for, a decent reason. When did this happen? I think it all started on the 26th, and it all, like, sort of culminated yesterday, and then it sort of died down this morning.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about it until you told me. I don't know how I did it.
Literally, it just plopped up. Like, it was, like I said, they started all this on the 26th, and everybody was like, okay, whatever, that's fun, that's cool. And then, everything sort of exploded on one day, and then I think, they pulled everything back, so it's probably going to start dying down now. Yeah. But for the most part, people were just... it's the internet. They get mad over the weirdest things.
Okay. So, that was the topic on that. Next topic, new releases. Okay, so, on console and PC, you got Naruto, the new Naruto game coming out.
Ugh.
Me and...
Seriously.
We're going to play it.
Yes.
Not on the same system.
He named his son Baruto or something.
Okay, yes, that's
Baruto,
dumb.
yeah.
That's dumb, yes. They could have come with a much better name for that. But I still like the games. They're fun.
All of the series. I read every single chapter. All 800, whatever chapters there are.
So I didn't read the manga. The manga's long as shit. I tried watching the anime. I did. I gave it the good old college try. But before Shippuden, it's like 90% filler episodes. I'm like,
no, you don't watch the anime.
No, you don't. Everybody's like, just watch Shippuden. And I'm like, but then why the fuck did you make... But a bunch of
Shippuden is all
I'm like, why the fuck did you
too.
make the first part of that anime in the first place if I have to skip it?
The first 100 episodes are canon, I guess you can say. Anything after that, between that and Shippuden, is all bullcrap.
Yeah, it's because they were filling in stuff for the anime while the manga was being written.
Right, yeah, because Shippuden was four times longer than that.
A lot of animes will do that because they'll still get, the manga will get popular, so they'll start making anime out of it, and anime gets produced faster than manga.
Cough, cough, Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist was the same way. They got, you can tell exactly where it splits off. It splits off at... I don't even remember because it's been
honestly
forever.
It splits off pretty early on because in the original FMA they leave their hometown to go to Central, become alchemists and all that, and they go back to their hometown and burn down their house. In the manga and in Brotherhood, when they first left the very first time, they burned down their own house.
I watched Brotherhood.
But that was a minor change.
Yeah, that was a minor change. But then at some point, I forget
off.
exactly where, but it splits off completely and goes
because
completely different
wasn't even partly done.
They renamed Homunculi in that one.
They did? I thought they were still called Homunculi.
No, they were called Homunculi, but they renamed them. Instead of Pride, General Fuhrer was Pride in
Alright, we are back after some technical difficulty.
And food!
We were talking about some Full Metal Alchemist separations from the anime to the manga.
Well, yeah, we were just talking about in general about how mangas and manga.
Yeah.
You want to just go to the next game?
Yes.
Okay, boom. Assassin's Creed Chronicles comes out for consoles and PC. Now, that comes with 3 games. Assassin's Creed China, India, and Russia.
Which are the 2.5D side-scrollers.
Right. And apparently they got some pretty decent scores because they did 2D side-scrolling, stealth in a really interesting way, and people really liked it. So that comes out on the 9th of February. Along with that comes Firewatch for PS4 and PC. That is, it's so good. You really should look into that. Is
it PvP?
No, it's a single player game. The only thing that I really think of relating it to is Gone Home.
So it's a walking simulator.
Not even. There's a lot more mechanics than in Gone Home. You're a guy. He's a Firewatch guy. You're in the mountains, in the forest, and you watch for fires. And it's got a really deep and complex story.
Scintillating.
It sounds horrible, but it is really cool. I
love Gone Home, so
my jellies are jellied.
It's
You're a liar.
it's really under the radar right now, but I definitely recommend looking into that.
Radar.
I am. I'm not really. But okay, so that's PS4 and PC on the 9th as well. Legends of
Arslan, it's an anime I keep meaning to watch on Hulu, but it's not dubbed yet. It's subbed, and I can't be bothered to read. But it's made by the Full Metal Alchemist guy, or at least the same
Reads
artist.
books. Won't read
Reads
subtitles
books,
for an
won't
anime.
read subtitles. My books don't have pictures. I read books because they're all words. I watch anime because it's all pictures. I want my pictures to be pictures and my words to be words.
You see that
Heaven
one thing?
forbid you mix
The
it.
only thing I don't like
That's why
about
she doesn't
subtitles-
read manga, because manga is
So I
pictures
read
and
manga.
words.
So the problem is that what happens is I put on anime or like a show in the background,
background
while I'm
and so what
doing
you're
something.
doing, yep.
So if I put on something that I have to read the subtitles for to understand, it's fucking pointless.
Because heaven forbid you just sit down and watch something.
I can't. I have to
just
multitask.
watch.
See,
I literally
love to watch
cannot do
anime
one thing
before
at
I
a
go to
time.
sleep. So like, I feel exactly how you are, how you feel. But the only thing is you have to read the subtitles. So like before I'm falling asleep, you're reading. Reading makes me tired, so I'm like, I'm like missing out of it. You know.
I see. I have the opposite problem because sometimes I'm like, I'll put it on when I go to bed, and I'm reading, and I'm like,
Oh, I can't stop reading.
and I have to turn it off, and then I'm like, but I wonder what happens next.
It's kind of
Which
crazy.
is rare 'cause I fucking hate
It kind of watching subbed anime kind of sucks whenever you're watching like a high action anime like Sword Art Online or Kill la Kill because there's so much going on you don't want to miss it, but you have to like read what's going on. So
they made a.
I'm always rewinding it and be like, oh.
So I play all the Atelier games that come out, all of them in existence, except for Toad.
Now you solve that, you learn Japanese.
That's
Right.
it. But
I tried
I
once.
play all the
It didn't
Atelier
last very
games,
long.
and they made an anime based off of the second before last one in the current trilogy, so the middle one. And I was like, man, I could watch that. It
What was
did.
that?
Atelier,
Oh,
Eska, and
okay.
Logi, or Logi. The one I played at your house.
Yeah, I remember.
The one where you're just watching me like menu, which is all that game is. It's
Which, of course, you play the game so much that whenever I was watching you were like, going, I was like, I don't even know what she's doing. I can't even keep up. She's just going through the menus so quickly. She's going through everything
But yeah, so I'm
quickly.
excited. It's a Warriors clone, Legends of Arslan, or at least that's what it looked like in the
It is.
in the previews.
It totally is.
And I love me some Warriors clones, so got that shit paid off and
You
ready.
love Smyra Warriors.
Love
you
me
love some
Hyrule Warriors
Warriors.
Legends comes out super soon, but that's a different
You
topic.
gonna buy the
for a
hell out of that,
different
huh?
day.
No, we had a really long topic about that.
I'm gonna
last
buy the
couple
hell out of that.
episodes ago.
I'm gonna sleep with it.
Oh,
I'm gonna fuck it.
Wow.
that's hot. Hot. Yes, mama. Okay, so Dying Light Enhanced Edition comes out for PC and consoles. Now, what that is anyone who owns the original version of Dying Light is going to have a free upgrade to the Enhanced Edition. The only thing you have to buy is the Season Pass if you want to get all the extra stuff. But it's literally just an update if you already own the game. So just if the Enhanced Edition will come with the Season Pass, so it's just pretty much people who haven't bought it yet go out and spend like what $40 I think it is and gets the
I
season.
think it's 60 still.
$60 get the game and the season pass. It's like it's Game of the Year edition. So, but it's coming with a lot better.
Better graphics,
Yeah.
more parkour moves, that kind of stuff.
That game already looked really good. So like
Yeah.
better graphics on a game that already looked good. Like I can't really think about that.
And of course you can't fault Techland for putting out that kind of update for free.
Right?
Yeah, the fact-
Whereas you have all these other like definitive editions where do better graphics they charge you for. Techland's like no, we're gonna give you the free.
Yeah, the fact that the enhanced edition, like the enhanced part of it, is free, that makes me feel a lot better about it. Because before I was just like, so you're gonna make me pay $60 for a game I already fucking own just to get slightly better graphics and a little bit more content. Go
You
fuck
see, I
yourself.
think I'm not really sure how this worked very well, but the Crew released a definitive edition on the same console that it already came out.
Yeah, they did the same.
I'm not
thing.
sure if that was something that was bundled to the season pass or if that game literally was a definitive edition.
No, it was bundled with the season, but like you bought the disc and the season pass was in the case.
So the version of the Crew that you're buying with that is going to be different than the one
It's
you
the
bought last
well,
year.
no, it's the regular version. It just comes with the Wild Run season pass.
So why is it definitive? I don't.
It's
Because-
it's called the
because-
Wild Run
because-
edition because it
because
comes with the
it's-
Wild Run season pass.
Okay.
It's the Game of the Year edition, but that game didn't get Game of the Year.
So they just they release it as a voucher. Like it's not even a thing. It's weird.
All right, and then Smash Brothers DLC. I think that's this week. Oh, no, I think it's Thursday. It's gonna be Bayonetta and Core.
As in day after tomorrow, or is it
Yes.
Thursday after this podcast comes out?
As in like day after tomorrow.
Okay.
We could have said that last week. I didn't remember. I knew it was February. I just didn't remember what day it was. But that will be it for the Smash Brothers DLC. Like that is it. Until they're already talking about making it for the NX, but I'm not sure if that's just going to be another clone with all
It
the
is
DLC.
interesting that the
but-
main character for Fire Emblem Fates comes to Super Smash Brothers before the
When the
game
game comes
actually
out.
comes out.
Well,
Yeah.
that game actually, you know what? That game comes out in like 2 weeks.
Comes out on the 19th.
Yeah, it comes out soon, but it'll be
Yeah.
out on Smash Bros. First.
It's kind of funny.
Just tiring that week.
And then something we kind of glazed over last week. Gravity
it
Rush
was
came out. Yeah.
It was a Vita game, and they just re-released a version of it for console. Ooh.
If you care, Gravity Rush.
It's a pretty good
remaster
game,
is coming
meh.
out
I don't-
on PS4.
don't
What
care
is
to
out
talk
on
about
PS4 today? So, well, by the time you watch this podcast, it'll be last week. But so yeah, it's like $30.
It's kind of like we're time travelers. We're all trying to figure out exactly what tense we need to speak in.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
At some point, these
I
games are
speak
going to
in
be
whatever
out.
tense I want to speak
That's
in.
right. Fuck
I
yourself.
speak in all 3 tenses.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
I even speak in a 4th tense.
I'm gonna put that mic up your ass.
I mean, it's a
Ow.
perfect shape.
Anyways,
It's a
so
blessing.
EA's not going to be at E3 this year. Well, they're going to be there, but they're not doing like their super huge conference. They're doing that little like EA Play or whatever right before that, which like I said, I think makes total sense. They basically because the problem with E3 is yes, it started as a consumer show, but it's slowly becoming more of a normal like just big video game convention. Yes, it's mostly a press event, but they are letting normal people in now. But I can see why because you have the E3 is supposed to be like one of the defining moments of the year, but you only have like maybe they get an hour for their press conferences, if that. So you have an hour to display everything that you want to talk about for that year, whereas you can take the weekend before, like EA's doing, you can speak directly to the player, and you can spread out all your content over the course of a whole weekend where you have the stage. So I understand why they're doing it.
It's a lot cheaper too. Man,
I
E3 is
understand-
crazy.
I understand why they're doing it, but a lot of people were talking about, like, is this the decline of E3? And I'm like, no, it's actually...
Yeah, E3 ain't going anywhere.
All it does is it's one less press conference you have to fucking sit through. If anything, it's going to make the other press conferences longer.
Well, I mean, last year EA's press conference was like 2 hours long. It was really long.
Yeah,
Because they have their a million...
Yeah, and that's
sport
like they
games
have
out.
a lot of IP to talk about. We're gonna get Mass Effect Andromeda and all that stuff. Like we're gonna get some IPs we've been waiting for.
If they do not,
They've
talk
already
about
said they're
Andromeda.
talking about Mass Effect Andromeda.
There better be good news, like it comes out this year, kind of good news.
Yeah, it better be.
Well, they're thinking it's coming out this year.
It
Like,
better.
I've heard
They
a
were
lot of
talking
rumors
about fall, like
it.
about a
It
holiday
better because
release.
I'm so hyped for that game.
Without that, we don't really have a big BioWare release this year. Period. We got the last bit of DLC for Dragon Age last year. So if a Dragon Age or a Mass Effect title does not come out this year, we'll have a completely like BioWare free year, which will be
Besides,
super
the Mass
weird.
Effect team hasn't been doing a whole lot except for working on
Except for
Andromeda
Andromeda,
since
yeah.
3. So
Yeah, so fingers crossed. But yeah, they're not having their own conference. They'll still be there. Obviously, they'll have like their booth because they still want to show it. Like I said, E3 is a press event, so they're still going to want to showcase their stuff at E3 for the people who don't quite make it to EA Play. And it's not a new thing. Nintendo did this years ago, where they pulled out of E3 and just went with their directs because it's cheaper. It's cheaper for them to just like basically stream a conference because they don't even do like an actual live conference. They film the direct ahead of time and then just display it, and people still go fucking crazy.
No, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, directs don't come all the time, but you get a good couple of directs, maybe like 6 or 7 times a year. And they're huge. They are
exactly.
huge.
So Nintendo already proved that you can get through E3 without doing a giant press conference, without spending loads of money on marketing and fancy setups and guest speakers or whatever.
Right.
So it's just one of those things, and you get drowned out by all the other big stuff last year. Like last year, most of what people were talking about was like Sony and Xbox's conferences. So all the other people like EA and Ubisoft, like all the not big console, not the big console companies, but like the, I wouldn't say small publishing companies, but smaller than them publishing companies, really kind of got drowned out in all that noise. So them having their own press conferences, like their own EA Play event, one, speaks to the fact that they are trying to speak to the player, which is something EA needs to do, because usually they're just like, we don't give a fuck. So it shows that EA is trying to change a little bit of the perception of themselves, and again, they want that stage time to themselves. They want to be like, these are all the things we want to talk about, and we don't want to cram it into a 2-hour thing. Right. Granted, if they didn't take like half of that talking about sports games, we know are going to come out, and we know aren't going to have that many changes, then maybe they'd be able to talk about some more substantial stuff. But no, we're going to get to talk about
EA Sports.
NBA 2K4012.
You know what would be nice?
2K does 2K,
I don't
not
give a shit.
EA. There's a difference.
I don't give a shit.
I kind of wish that they'd still have a press conference, just have it smaller and more gamer-centric stuff, and then for EA Play, have the sports games. Because that was a big thing when they did their EA.
No, I don't want to give them
legit.
I don't want to give those things legit.
Well, this is the thing. Like last year when they were talking about EA, their sports games, they were talking about mobile games, everyone was like laughing them off the stage, like this is a joke. Really, like show us the games. And then they came out, they edited out with Mirror's Edge, and it was good, and everyone was happy. But which hopefully is out before E3 unless they delay it again. But yeah, I don't know. So
Yeah, I'll get to like.
And then Bethesda's having their own conference this year too, which is surprising. Like we all understand why Bethesda did it last year was because they announced Fallout, they announced Dishonored 2, they announced something else.
Yeah, that was it. They announced Dishonored 2 and Fallout 4.
Oh, yeah, they announced Doom. So they had a bunch of stuff to announce because Bethesda had been real quiet the last couple of years. And then they were like, Blammo, look at all this cool stuff. And Blammo, you actually get it in like 3 months. And Blammo, we're the best thing. Let us masturbate on you. Yay.
Please, God, no.
Yeah, please, God, no. But, but then, like, this year, they don't really, like, I can't think of anything. They, like, yes, they can announce a new Elder Scrolls, like an actual new Elder Scrolls game, but is that really worth an entire press conference? So,
oh yeah, people love Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, but it's not worth. Again, their press conference last year, yes, was mostly Fallout, but they had a bunch of other stuff. I'm not going to sit through.
Well, they're probably going to
talk
more. They're probably going to talk more about Dishonored 2, obviously.
Yeah, we'll hear more about Dishonored 2.
We'll probably see some in-engine stuff,
and we'll probably see some more about.
Well, and they'll
Doom.
they'll probably
Doom
spend.
might be out by then.
Doom comes out in April.
Yeah.
And they'll probably spend a ridiculous amount of time.
Pushed back.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Like, what will they talk about if it's not?
Exactly. Well, I think they may talk about, because we still don't know what's coming out in the Fallout 4 Season Pass. Still don't fucking know.
Yeah.
The game came out in November, and we still have no idea. Maybe they'll talk about some download content for Fallout 4. Maybe they'll talk about mod support for Fallout 4 for consoles. And that'll make me real sad, though, if they hold a whole press conference, talk about Elder Scrolls, and then spend the rest of it talking about a game that's already fucking out. I'd be like, no, that's not what you use E3 for.
Right.
Put up a YouTube video.
Well, what games do you think
are...
are...
It's not EA style. Go big or go home.
It's Bethesda, though. Bethesda's just weird. God only knows what the fuck Bethesda does.
Minus just Bethesda and EA, what kind of games do you think we're going to see announced this year?
I don't know.
What are you hoping to see?
I think a lot of what we're going to see, to be honest, I'm not excited about seeing a lot of, like, surprisingly new IP. I think we're going to see a lot of rehash from last year. Because last year they announced a lot of stuff that isn't out yet, like stuff they announced.
Ubisoft will almost definitely announce a new game coming out.
Because Ubisoft will probably talk about The Wasteland.
They always announce like something.
They always announce something new at the end of their press conference. Almost always.
Because last year was the new Ghost Recon game. This year,
who's working on Homefront?
I don't know.
No one keeps up with that game.
No. No, I don't keep up with it either.
But like I said, I think because a lot of that stuff they announced last year isn't out yet, like it's slated for a holiday release of this year. So I feel like that's like my greatest fear of this year for E3 is that they're gonna spend a lot of fucking time talking about old shit.
The thing that makes E3
I say
so
old
magical...
shit, it's new stuff, but it's stuff that we heard about last year, and I'm like, just like I hope
we'll hear more on Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Bethesda has its I hope since Bethesda has its own
20 years.
I hope since Bethesda has its own conference that it's going to talk about a new IP. Like, I'd really like to see Bethesda come up with something new and roll with something new. Like, it's funny because it's never going to happen, but I'd like to see it.
What would they do?
I don't know. I don't give it. That's what new IP is for.
That's what. It's their job to come up with the new IP.
Well,
I'm not going to give them ideas. I'm not going to call and be like, "Hey, motherfuckers."
What games that have been in production that we know are going to come out that they haven't announced yet?
For Honor, Last Guardian.
Well, no, those have been announced already. And I'm just talking about...
No, he's just talking about
games in general.
Titanfall 2. That's something that hasn't been, like...
Oh, that hasn't been announced? No, yeah, I guess not. But... I don't know. Like, there's not really anything that hasn't been announced yet that's coming out that they... Like I said, I'm fairly certain, unless they're going to surprise us with a lot of new IPs, a lot of what we're going to see is rehashed from last year.
Do you think we'll see Assassin's Creed this year or next year?
Well, they already said we're not going to see it.
No, I mean, like, previews. Like,
I don't
this is
think
what it's going to be about.
I don't... If Ubisoft's smart, we won't. If Ubisoft's smart, we won't see anything about it until next year.
If they're smart, that will not be their big reveal at the end of E3 press conference this year.
No,
they're making an Assassin's Creed game. Go figure.
I think they might talk about it. I hope not, because again, like with Assassin's Creed, it's declined a lot, especially after the blow it took from Unity. Because Black Flag was pretty good, but Black Flag, you could tell it was hitting that Call of Duty syndrome where it's too much.
I didn't like Black Flag. Everybody liked Black Flag.
Black Flag was by far the best one. And it was the one that completely changed up the entire formula. Instead of being in a big city, it gave you the huge exploration.
It was a fun game. It's just I liked Assassin's Creed because you play as an assassin.
I think part of the problem with that was with Black.
You did?
I think part of the problem with Black Flag was that the refresh came a little too late in the franchise. Because they, like, 3, like, you could tell it when they put out 3. 3 was basically, like, it was basically Assassin's Creed 2, but without the story that grabbed you, so everybody just kind of thought it was meh. And they're like, let's reinvent it with 4, but then by that time people were like, it's just Assassin's Creed, whatever. And then they could have done better with Unity, because Unity was like, it was supposed to give them that next-gen revitalization, where it's supposed to come out like it's a full next-gen game, it's going to be great on Xbox One and PS4, and then they fucked it up so hard. So if they're smart, because Syndicate was a great game, but it suffered from the fact that people weren't into Assassin's Creed anymore because of Unity and because it was just older. So if they're super smart, they won't talk about it this year.
Well, here's the question.
They said there's no Assassin's Creed this year. They need to fucking keep it that way.
Do you think they're going to kill off the series?
No.
I mean, after this next one?
No, absolutely
No.
not.
You don't think so?
No,
Absolutely
people don't know
not.
how to let franchises die. And I think if they do it right, Syndicate showed that it's still got a lot of life in it. So I'm not saying Assassin's Creed needs to go away, but it definitely needs this break, and if they're smart, again, they won't talk about it. They said no Assassin's Creed this year, I don't want to hear shit about it. I don't want to see a secret reveal, I don't want to hear anything about it until, like, November you can start talking about the next Assassin's Creed. Like, focus on your other IPs.
I think even then is a little too early. I think I don't want to hear about Assassin's. If we're not gonna talk about Assassin's Creed, like, I don't think I want to hear about it until a year from now,
E3,
spring.
E3 2017. I'll hear.
E3
I'll be
E3 might be a little
about it.
too late. I think spring will be good because that's when they
Yeah, I
usually
can never remember what fucking
talk about
E3
Assassin's
is.
Creed games. That's
Though, to be fair, let's be honest, Kotaku's gonna leak some bullshit rumor about it in like 3 or 4 months anyways. Because it's Kotaku, and they're jackasses.
Oh, Kotaku.
But they like to paint themselves as just the victims. They're innocent journalists, and they just want to get the news out to the people. No.
Not how that works.
Fucking Kotaku.
Anything else you want to talk about with E3?
No, like I said, I think it's going to be a lot of what we saw last year. We're just going to see more, because we're just going to see more focus on last year, because a lot of the stuff they talked about has come out since then. So I think we're going to see a lot of the exclusives people got really excited for but didn't see anything on, because they were just like, hey, here's this super awesome game we're going to do. And you get like a 10-minute clip of it, and that's it. Let's move on to the next thing, because we've got a lot to talk about this year. Whereas this year, they don't really have a whole lot. Granted, this could be the year of new IPs. Like,
I really hope so because I don't think I want to go another. I don't think like
I
E3
can't
is
do
so
another,
magical. Like
and I
I
can't
love
do
E3.
another year where it's the same shit.
My thing is like that's when you find out when all the new things are coming out. Like E3 is just new. That's when you pound on the new things. I mean, you show mechanics for games that you've been developing, and like you show little hints like this is what we. Oh, I guess Division will be out by then, but this is what we're working on with Ghost Recon Wildlands, and like this is things they'll be able to do, and like just stuff like that. Like, okay, I can understand like touching on games that you've been talking about and working on and stuff like that, but E3 is really just for some new
I think
stuff.
E3 would be nice if they go in depth. Like, I think we're going to see a lot of going in depth with the stuff we only touched on last year. But again, it's still just going over things we already know is coming.
All right, so Zelda Wii U before or after E3?
What do you
What are
mean?
you talking
Launch.
about?
Like, what do you think will come out before
They have
E3?
no launch date
They
for it, so
literally have-
absolutely not.
But they're talking about it being out in 2016.
Yeah, but if it comes out in 2016, it'll be a holiday title. Because one, they already have their beginning of the year, early year title, because it's going to be Star Fox coming out like in the summer.
Right, but I mean,
We're
what I'm trying to say, this is going to be like almost its fourth E3 that it's going to be at without...
Yeah, but
Okay.
we're literally not going to see it before E3.
No,
it can't
absolutely
come
not.
out. It's not done.
It will not come. It will not have a release date. If it doesn't have a release date right now in February,
It doesn't even
there's
have
no way it's coming
it
out
doesn't even
before
have a
E3.
rough release date. They said maybe
Yeah,
because they said
there's
maybe
no way.
2015, and like we can't get it out at the end of 2015. They're
Right.
like, okay, maybe, possibly
absolutely not.
2016, but not likely.
Okay, next subject. Just some gaming news. Arbiter's coming to Killer Instinct Season 3. I'm not a big Killer Instinct guy, so I just thought I'd throw that out there.
It's basically Xbox is like, oh, we own this IP. We should put it in other stuff.
Lego Star Wars Episode
the
7.
Arbiter from why not Master Chief?
I don't know, because he
Who the
uses
fuck
guns.
looks between Master Chief and Arbiter?
Because you can give Arbiter a sword and, like, boom, done.
So you can give Chief a sword.
But that's not like an
Chief
weapon.
fights.
Yeah, what?
Didn't he fist fight something in one of the Halo games? You would know.
Yeah, I don't know why you're looking at me.
He fucking fist fought something. He basically fist fought Locke in Halo 5 when they first ran into
He
each
did
other.
fist fight them.
He fucking schooled Locke. He was like, okay, come on, play with the big boy, bitch. See what happens to your ass. We'll bury you in the sandbox.
Someone has very strong feelings for the chief.
I love him so much.
Me too. I wanted to slap Locke when he broke his visor. I'm like, disrespect.
That was awesome.
Disrespect. Die now. They did some really good cinematics in that game. Okay, anyway, Lego Star Wars Episode 7.
He's,
What?
I don't know. I'm not okay with it, like, it having its own, like, I get why, because they have to capitalize on it, but it just...
Every other Lego game is like that, though. They literally do one movie franchise, and then that's it. Like, almost every other one did that.
Yeah. So, with the Lego games, you had the original trilogy, because, they didn't... The original movies were out long enough that they didn't give each individual movie. The prequels didn't have their own individual movies either, their own individual Lego games either.
That's talking about literally just Star Wars, though. I'm talking about, you have Indiana Jones, Indiana Jones
Lego
2.
Indiana Jones
you have
was
Harry Potter's years 1 through 4 and 5 through 7.
Lego Indiana Jones, the first one, was the first 3 movies. Lego Indiana Jones 2 was the first 3 movies and the 4th movie. The Lego Lord of the Rings was the 3 movies. The Lego Hobbit, I think, actually adds the other 2 movies as DLC. The Lego Avengers games doesn't follow the movies. It's all the Avengers shit.
The new Avengers
that's
is
what I'm
literally
saying.
Age of Ultron.
Yeah, but
that's the new movie. That's the new game, though.
I know, but I don't like that they're... I don't like that they're moving to that format. I don't want to have to pay $180 to play all the Lego Star Wars games.
Nobody's asking you to pay $180 to get them all.
Yeah, but then I have to wait 6 years.
Well, don't play Lego games then.
Then I fucking won't! I'm just saying, I don't like the format. He started talking about it. I voiced my opinion. Go fuck yourself.
I don't give a shit about Lego
Put you out of
games.
that
I don't play
fucking
any of
window.
them. I'm just saying that it was announced, boom. Like, it's there. It's a thing that exists.
I'm not happy with it.
Do you want to talk about it?
No.
No. Okay, next item. You're gonna kill me. So just pretend not to listen. Let's hear what I'm saying. Final Fantasy 15 got some new gameplay.
Who cares? Who still cares?
I do.
Okay, Krell still cares.
I still care. And for whatever viewers to watch this that care, well, okay, great. So the thing that's interesting about the Final Fantasy 15's new gameplay is it's completely different than what they gave us in the demo. It's a completely different fighting system. You got a little more stealth, but it's a lot faster and it's a lot more fluid and it looks really good. So it looks a little more like Kingdom Hearts after you get your combos up and stuff like that. So that's and they announced a new bad guy. So that's it for Final Fantasy 15.
Good.
Bitch.
I'm just saying. Either like fucking put the game out or just stop talking about it.
Like every other game ever.
I
mean, no one's ever really lasted as long as them.
They're spending a fuckload of time being like, yeah, Final Fantasy 15's coming. It's coming. Eventually. We got it. We're working on it. Here's a little carrot to dangle in front of you so you don't get like too tired of waiting, but in the end, it just needs to come out. I'm not gonna play it. It just needs to come out.
Okay. Assassin's Creed Identity was revealed. It's just a live phone game.
Yay!
I don't know
Another
anything
phone
else
game.
other than
Didn't
that.
like I figured like the phone game tie-in shit died a long time ago.
Oh, it's not a tie-in game. Like it's an actual.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
game.
Like I figured like they'd stop doing that, but I guess mobile games are big.
Oh no, mobile games are getting bigger. They did Lara Croft Go and Hitman Go, and those were huge. So.
I like Cookie Clicker too.
So you play the bad mobile
I like the casual mobile games, the ones where I can look at my phone for 10 minutes while I'm at work and bored, and then move on with my life.
Umbrella Corps, which is a Resident Evil third-person to first-person shooter game, it got a new trailer and a release window, which is May 2016. So that game looks really good. I didn't see the first trailer or anything like that, but I read a lot of articles about it, and it sounded really cool. So it's gonna be like PvP and like this one big space, and then like there are gonna be AI zombies that are gonna be attacking both teams. I think that's kind of a cool game mechanic. I think it's kind of cool.
It's Operation Raccoon City.
I never played Operation Raccoon City.
It's the exact same game mode was in that game.
Why did everyone hate it then?
Because it was terrible.
Mechanics were as bad?
The mechanics were bad. The graphics were sad. The story was terrible. So.
Okay, so we just got done talking about Resident Evil Umbrella Corps trailer stuff and how it's pretty much a remake of that game.
Operation Raccoon City.
And
very similar. Maybe it'll be better.
I guess we can talk about our thoughts on the Division beta.
I liked it. I mean, like the gameplay for the game is solid. I'm gonna be happy to play it. I wish that the beta didn't try so hard to push you towards the PvP. Because admit it, there wasn't a whole lot of, like, yes, I know it's a beta, they don't want to give you a whole lot of story content, but you could do, like, this, like, up to the first mission, essentially. Like, you did the first mission, which is the one where you get the lady out of the hospital, and then you could do, like, some of the side stuff over and over again, but you really only had access to a fraction of the world. Whereas, and then they were always just, like, PvP. Like, they've extended the beta, and I can't understand why. Other than the fact to get people to play the PvP.
I think it's because they want more feedback on the PvP, because the PvP
I know, I'm not
is
saying
gonna
that's
be
a bad
big,
thing. I'm saying that was the problem I had with the beta.
Yeah, it's the big replayability of it, so they want to make sure that all of the PvP stuff is balanced.
All of that, and let's be honest, anytime there's a game that has PvP, everything's balanced around PvP.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It is.
I played a little bit of the Dark Zone.
That's why WoW sucks to play sometimes.
It wasn't that bad. It was kind of confusing because it's literally one big world. You literally go from story to like jump over a wall. Like, oh, you're gonna get killed or kill
See,
or
that
don't
kind of
kill.
worries me about the game. Does it like how big is the Dark Zone compared to how big the?
It's a third of the map.
Okay, yeah, see. And I'm like, hopefully I'm not gonna be able to accidentally wander into it. I'm
No, you
assuming
won't.
that it's not easy to just sort of.
You have to
into it.
like it's very obvious. Like
Okay.
they have entrance points all around it. You can walk through one door and it brings you into a room where you can buy things before you go into it.
Okay.
So there's like a guy who sells equipment and a guy who sells items. And then you walk out the door and you're into the Dark Zone. They also have a spot. They have spots where you can jump over the fence. And then you're in the
Okay.
Dark Zone too. And then it, like your HUD like starts like screwing up a little bit because it's a Dark Zone. You're losing connection and everything. And it's pretty cool. I liked it. I really didn't play a whole lot of it though. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but it's got a color coding system like Destiny and Diablo and any other kind of MMO-ish.
Why?
You're rubbing against the table.
And?
The mic's gonna pick it up.
It did a little bit, but it has the color coding. So you got like yellows is the most is like your exotic class, and then you got purple, which is legendary and stuff like that. So I thought it was kind of cool too. That was actually part of the beta.
But I mean, that's kind of like a generic color coding
That's a-
system.
that's
No,
a-
no, I'm just saying I'm glad to see that they brought that. So,
Unless you're colorblind.
Or you just don't give a shit.
they're also having they're having an open beta at the end of this month too.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. That's all you had to say about it? I thought you had like some big like, oh, I hate this.
I liked it. I mean, like I said, I hate the
She
fact.
hates Dark Zone.
I
She
hate
hates that
the
it's a
Dark
third of
Zone.
the
I
map.
hate the fact that it's a third of the map. Or really, I wouldn't say I hate it, but it does disappoint me that it's a third of the map. A third is a big portion. Which
But
means
there's two other thirds that are all of
I
us.
know, but a third is still a big portion. I don't fucking like PvP, so she get the fuck out of my game.
To be fair,
I am a little. To be fair, I'm a little surprised that it's not its own like instance. I guess like it's
Yeah.
not its own, on its own
I understand
server.
that. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking too.
Because I
That's what
figured
makes
it
it
could
so
still be
weird.
a part of the city and it not interfere with the actual story zone. But I guess I'm okay now that knowing that I can't just like wander into it accidentally. Because if that was a thing, I'd be like, you fuck yourself, dude.
Or if they force you to like cross over to get to another part of the map, yeah.
Oh.
Granted, though, I'm hoping it's in its own like secluded corner
Yeah.
and it's not like smack in the middle of
Isn't it
everything.
smack in the middle of everything.
Seriously?
Yep.
So I'm gonna have to go around it to get to my fucking quest objective?
So like if this is
go
if
fuck
this is the
yourself.
map, it's like this. It's this part right there.
Ugh.
But
Ugh.
there's I actually the thing I liked about it is like I jumped in on one side because I was trying to get to the other side of the map. But I just went right through it. I hardly ran into anybody, and there aren't a lot of people who are going to attack you unless they think you have rare items, and even then they might not attack you.
For the time being, that's in the beta.
Yeah, that's
But
in
I
the
mean,
beta.
Like I
Once
did
it goes
wander
live.
through the Dark Zone without really seeing much of anybody. I kind of just did a whole lot of stealth thing, and I saw some other people, and then I like stayed away from them. They didn't even know I was there. So if you go in there and you're trying to, the big thing about the Dark Zone is you go in there to extract really rare equipment, and like silencers and stuff. But the only way you can leave the Dark Zone and keep that stuff is if you get extracted, and then that's when you like throw a little smoke bomb out and a helicopter comes and stuff like that.
So
I
you
haven't.
can't just jump the fence.
I haven't tried. You might be able to.
I guess I can jump a fence to get into the Dark Zone, but then I can't grab
Well, you can
stuff
jump
and then
you
jump
can
back
jump the
over
fence
it.
to get out, but you can't keep your shit.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
I don't know. I guess
I know.
it kinda
I mean,
does.
I didn't try.
I think it kind of does because again, you have to balance it for PvP. So what if you like jump over the fence, like gank a dude, and then jump back over the
Jump
fence?
back.
Yeah. Getting
And you just sit there at the head.
getting extracted means you have to actually like win in order to keep your ill-gotten gains. It spoils
Your
war.
Why do you hate PV?
I don't like PvP because it's one of those things where unless you're like a hardcore, like there's always going to be. I don't like losing all the fucking time. Like I don't mind losing every now and again, but I suck at shooters.
But if you play in a group of people, you have less.
But I'm
chance
still
of that happening.
yeah. Tell that to the 30 Crucible matches I've lost on Destiny.
Did you play with a whole bunch of people?
Yes.
That were your friends?
I don't fucking care.
It doesn't matter if your friends can suck just as bad as you
He's
can.
my friend. How fucking good do you think he's gonna be?
Hey,
He wasn't that bad at Destiny.
I'm actually good at
I'm
I
that.
actually
just
played some
saying.
Destiny today. Some Crucible. It was fun.
I'm just saying, I don't like PvP. I don't. If I wanted to play against other people, I'd play a game that went against other people,
Like League of Legends.
like League of Legends.
I don't know. I just think that the way that they did the PvP was kind of cool because it actually gave you like a real sense of like I actually have to be stealthy, or they're gonna steal my shit. So, like, if you get shot down and you didn't collect anything in the Dark Zone area, they can't steal your stuff. But it's just
they can only take your stuff.
Only the things that you collected in the Dark Zone. Yeah.
Okay, that's a little
better.
better. Yeah, that's better.
Oh my god, I would never play that shit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I have this exotic sniper rifle and they just fucking stole it. Fuck that.
The more
no.
the PvP is isolated from the main game, the less I care. So, like, if it gets to the point where you can play the main game and never know that the PvP is there, I'm fine with that. But if at any point the game's like, yeah, blah blah blah, I'm just gonna go fuck yourself.
I actually liked it.
I feel like eventually we'll be able to go into the Dark Zone and like you said, like stealth around, grab stuff, get out without anybody even seeing us, and we can get some cool stuff.
I'm all for that. I'm all for playing Pizak.
Well, it gives you a real sense of like actual danger because you're like, oh, I'm gonna try to actually not get killed here, and it's
That's
like it's
cool.
like one life, like you have one life left and you're gonna lose the entire game. That's kind of what it feels like. I don't know why, but I don't know. I liked it.
As long as it's not as bad as like DayZ, I'm good to go.
What was DayZ? Now I remember what it is now. You didn't like DayZ, really?
I don't like the people
I hate the
who play
community
DayZ.
who plays that game. Yeah.
That's right. That's why I hated it.
Which is sad.
That
Like,
game's not even like fully out yet. Like
it's sad because DayZ's like everything I want in a zombie survival game.
Right.
Open world, realistic, but then I have to play, and that's the problem is they put other players in it, and they're gonna act as shitty as possible.
Because it's the internet, and you have infinite lives.
It's the internet.
Because I feel like
once you died, you lost everything until you collected it again.
I feel like if DayZ did a mechanic to where if you joined into a world and then you died one time, you were off that server, you had to start over from another server, people would be a lot less likely to go around and be douchebags to everybody. Because if they were to die, they wouldn't want that to happen to them.
Right.
Or
But
at least
they
ban
don't.
you for
can
a while.
respawn, yeah. But instead, you can just respawn right afterwards and then go to your corpse, pick up your items, or your friends can go to your corpse, get your items. You can go back to your home base, get your stuff. Nobody cares because you have a respawn. You have infinite lives. You put a one life limit on that, people are going to be a lot less douchey, I think.
Yeah, probably. That'd be really fun. There was what game did that? There was a game
people were talking about where you got one life and you were banned from the game, period.
Yep. Like, once you died that one time.
Isn't there a Star Wars game that if you die, you have to start over?
Galaxies did that with their original
Galaxies
Jedi.
did that with Jedi. If you died as a Jedi, because you could only... It was weird when you were a Jedi, you weren't, it wasn't a class you could pick. You made your character and you were just Force sensitive and you could go be a Jedi. And if you ever died as a Jedi, you'd have to, like, start all the way from scratch.
I'd be so pissed.
But the trade-off was that Jedi were fucking tough as shit.
Once you actually reached and attained the power of a Jedi, it was almost impossible to kill you.
Really?
You could take on like 20 people at once and live.
It's one of those things like being a really low-level player and just hanging out in like a social zone, like standing out in front of a cantina with somebody and then just watching a Jedi run by and going, okay. And then watching like 3 commandos following that Jedi and going, it's time to go. Because the problem is, that Jedi's not going to give a fuck. If you're in the area,
If you're in the area and you're a player, he's going to assume you're out to kill him. He's going to kill you
Or even
first.
if you're not, the commandos are going to assume you're not out to help them and they're going to kill you. And I'm just like, I'm like level 12. I'm out of here.
Yeah, but that mechanic for the Jedis were so cool because if you pulled out your lightsaber within a vicinity of another player, then the entire planet was alerted to your position on the planet. The entire planet.
You get like a notice saying Order 66 or something, and like everybody would be like, "Purge the Jedi," and the Jedi's like, "Fuck." It's fantastic. It's
fun. You need to be very, very careful.
There's also one year. Speaking of galaxies, there was a year for Halloween. I don't know if you know anything about the Dathomir Night Sisters, but they're goddamn nightmares. Like they're crazy like Force cultists that live on Dathomir, and they're fucking insane. They flooded every city on every planet with those one year for Halloween. So you're just standing there, you're sitting around, enjoying a drink. Having fun, playing a card game, fucking Night Sisters everywhere. And I was like, what's happening? It's like, I'm gonna go hide in the desert in the shadows.
That's how you make a game. You see, I love how MMOs do that, because like when the very little bit that I did play Final Fantasy 14, like, if you ever played throughout a holiday, they always decked it out. So,
and that was like that.
Destiny's been doing that a lot too, which is pretty cool.
Like, WoW does things like that.
It's an MMO.
Yeah.
Regardless of what Bungie says,
it's an
MMO.
But like, WoW does things like that, where for like their expansion launches, they always have like a pre-expansion event where it's like this big world thing. So the last one that was super fun was the Wrath of the Lich King launch one, which is where everybody had it started off where you had like a plague that would turn you into a zombie at some point. And it first had like a 30-minute duration or something. Like it was really long. Like you had a really long time to go and find somebody who could cure you. And then as the event went on, it got less and less time that you had, to the point where you were literally getting infected and then becoming a zombie. and it was fantastic.
Wait, what game was this?
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. Leading into Wrath of the Lich King.
And then
That's cool.
that fucking rat goal stuff keeps coming back on
Yeah.
SWTOR, that was so much fun. Were you there for that? The one where we did the dance party to save for the fate of the galaxy.
You mean the Red Rover or the
Hippies.
dance party?
We did the dance. I was there for the dance
Okay,
party.
I wasn't there for the dance
I
party.
was
there for-
I did play Red Rover with the Empire.
Yeah, we played Red Rover, and then after he left, we still had like a couple. It was a couple of pubs and a couple imps, and we were like, "What are we gonna do?" And one guy started dancing, and we were like, "Dance party for the fate of the galaxy." It was fun.
Red Rover was so great. I loved Red Rover.
I have to admit, I don't have as much fun in Tor as Galaxies, but I have a different kind of fun. Like the
Yeah.
game's still super fun to play. My part of it, I love Star Wars. I love it so much. Look at all the Star Wars stuff. I love it so much. I need it.
I'd really like to see what they change from the beta, though, as far as the Division goes. But anyway, is there anything else that we want to talk about?
I mean, not really. The Division beta was super fun. Like I said, it gives me hope that the game's going to be pretty good. I don't feel bad about spending $60 on it. I mean, $60 is a lot of money.
Or in me and Krell's case,
120?
much more.
Ours came with a watch and a season pass, right?
Yeah.
A watch you're not going to wear.
Oh, I'm so gonna wear that all of the time, Don.
I guess it's better than you wearing your $200 Mass Effect. Fucking buy
I'll-
$500.
I'll create a theme on my
$500
smartwatch and I'll wear that.
It was
instead.
$500, and it was a birthday present to me. Only 500 of those watches were made, and I wanted one, so I bought one.
Did you guys watch the Division like short that they made? It's like a 30-minute long live action movie thing. It's really cool.
Yeah, we watched that.
No, that was a commercial.
We watched
Like they did a
the
whole
trailer.
movie.
No, I didn't.
It's kinda cool.
I just don't.
It's like it's short and sweet.
I
and it's
don't
really
watch
fun.
promotional things.
Okay, so I guess that's
Snap.
it.
Just me
You
rubbing
can't
my
snap?
fingers. It's just me rubbing my fingers.
She can slap though. She just can't snap.
So, just like last time,
Back it up.
YouTube and Twitter. If you like what we do here, you want us to talk about something, have questions, throw them in the comments and on YouTube, tweet us, whatever. But make sure to say something so we know what
Oh
to
yeah,
talk
it's all
about.
in the description. I think.
All in the description.
Should be.
C4 Outbreak on Twitter, and then just the comments in the video.
Yep. Let us know if you have stuff you want to talk about, or if you have stuff you want one of us to play, or something. Things and stuff and things and stuff. Stuff and things.
What have you guys been working on? I know we all did our Division compilation that we still have to edit and put up, which will probably take forever to do, but it'll exist eventually.
Started a fun run through of Papers, Please, which should be out. The first episode
Papers, please.
should be out before
Georgie.
before this
my
podcast,
friend.
where I try to do the whole thing in a hopefully not really offensive
It's
Russian
a pretty
accent.
offensive Russian accent.
Pretty efficient.
It's a pretty
pretty offensive.
If you wanted to do the entire next episode in Russian accent,
Let
let us know in the
I
comments.
can try.
Tweet at us.
I can try.
Please do
It'll
it.
be interesting. And then Undertale started. And I'm trying. I started, so I bought a bunch of, like, really, what I hope, I don't know what they are. I bought a bunch of really cheap games on Steam, so hopefully we'll see how that works out. That's going to go up on Fridays when I play Weird
Papers,
Fresh.
please.
And Fridays, Papers, Please is on Wednesday. Either way, shit's going.
Steven, what are you working on? What are you going to work on?
Resident Evil Origins Collection.
Have you started that yet?
No, I haven't. I need to get headphones first.
Headphones?
We can go to Best Buy after this.
Wait, why?
Because I need headphones, like good headphones, that's why.
Do you have your PlayStation ones?
No.
If we wrap up soon, we can
Those
go to
don't
Best
work.
Buy, because it's like 8:30.
Yeah, I gotta still gotta
Yep.
get home before 9. I've been working on Oxenfree. Haven't started my second episode yet. Still gotta edit the first one because I gotta learn how to use Premiere. Because I was just using some random editor. But I'll probably be starting Alien Isolation soon. So look for that.
And
But
that's it.
that's it. All right. See you guys next time.
Bye!
Boy.